Hi everyone, it's Fitz with the Walk and Talk, although I'm back in the studio. Too cold outside. Team had meetings in the team meeting room where we had our press conference on Monday. But here I am. I'm back in the studio. Just recorded something with CBS Sports HQ for later on, a preview with my colleagues at the Alabama side on 24/7. Look for that on CBS Sports HQ as the bowl game's near. What a huge opportunity for Kansas State, and Chris Klieman met with the media on Monday as his initial press conference to talk about the Sugar Bowl outside of the teleconferences. Not a lot to report yet. They're just now getting in preparation. Signing day's Wednesday. They'll actually have their press conference on Thursday this year because there's home basketball games in Bramlage during the afternoon, so the media will be tied up with that. So they'll push that back till Thursday. So much going on right now. The big question I had for Chris Klieman is how are you going to deal with the quarterbacks? And, Adrian Martinez is expected to be healthy. He has taken reps already. The team is in the new practice facility preparing for the bowl game. They're pretty excited about that. But Adrian Martinez is on his feet and playing, and he will be used in the bowl game. But Chris Klieman, in some fashion, Chris Klieman made it very clear that this is Will Howard's team now. There's no doubt about it. Will Howard has proven he's the quarterback of record for this team in the bowl game and will get a majority, if not all, of the snaps. It is going to be quite intriguing to see how they use Adrian Martinez, if it'll be at quarterback in a run game portion of the playbook, or will they actually use him as a receiver or running back or as, a secondary, guy to throw the ball in a trick play. All that's on the table, but I know this about this game. K-State will come in fully stocked, minus some injuries, of course, at safety most predominantly. And Alabama apparently is going to bring their whole team, including a very good quarterback and a very good pass rusher. We'll see if they actually play, if there was a little bit of Bill Snyder there going on with Nick Saban to make everyone think the team's going to play at full strength, and then later on we find out that maybe it won't be. Either way, Kansas State has a huge opportunity here. Whether Alabama's at full strength or not is not a decision K-State gets to make. They will prepare for full strength, and they are ready to take on full strength. And this is a great matchup for Kansas State because it can prove that they belong on the field with Alabama. And I don't think anyone in the locker room believes they don't belong on the field with Alabama. That's not at all how they view this game. This is the biggest brand in college football, yes, and they are wildly talented, yes, incredibly well coached, yes, but Kansas State plays at a really high level in the Big 12. They've played Texas, and granted they struggled in the first half with Texas. They just didn't play their best half of football. In fact, it might have been their worst half of football this season against Texas, but it was a Texas team that pushed Alabama to the brink, even without their starting quarterback who got injured during the course of the game. And I think that just tells Kansas State that if you come out and take care of business and don't get too lost in the emblem on the side of the helmet, then you're going to be, actually it's just numbers for Alabama, but you're going to be just fine. Don't get the moment too big for yourself to handle. And I think after coming off that Big 12 championship in which the Kansas State Wildcats led, blew the lead, had to come back and reassert itself in overtime with some big plays, proves that they are ready for any moment that might come along. This is just going to be such a fun game for Kansas State fans. Because if you know the history of Kansas State, K-State was never thought of as a football school, ever, until Bill Snyder came along. It was the losingest football program in college football history. So now to get to play the biggest brand, the biggest name in all of college football, is really neat for a fan base who still gets to enjoy bowl games because they are so new. And I've told people this over and over, and I think it's a good way to kind of frame what this game means for Kansas State. Not many Alabama fans got to enjoy the Bear Bryant era and then the passing on to other coaches. But that's exactly what Kansas State fans are enjoying. The Bill Snyder was the Bear Bryant here. He is in the College Football Hall of Fame. He may not have a national championship, but if you ask a lot of coaches out there, they will say he's done the most incredible job of coaching in the history of college football. Barry Switzer is on the record saying that because he literally brought the dead back to life and not only put Kansas State football on its feet, but proved that Kansas State football can compete at the highest levels when they fell just short of getting to the national championship game in 1998. K-State and Alabama will have so much more coverage coming from New Orleans. We all get down there on the night of the 26th. Press opportunities start on the 27th. We will be there 7 nights, wall-to-wall coverage before and after the game, Cats and Tide.